Hello, good evening, and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Rina Obase. Top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari swears in new chairman of Police Service Commission. More governors and state assembly members elect receive certificates of return. Plus, National Assembly Service Commission confirms appointments of new clerk to National Assembly. Now to the details of the news. The new chairman Police Service Commission, Dr. Solomon Erase, has been sworn in. Also sworn in are 5 newly appointed members of the Code of Conduct Bureau. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
The new chairman, Police Service Commission, Solomon Arase, retired in 2016 as the 18th Inspector General of Police. While in service, the PhD holder in law was at various times head of the Criminal Intelligence and Investigations Department, Force Intelligence Bureau, and Secretary, Presidential Committee on Nigeria Police Reforms. The former IGP also served as member of the Committee on the Prevention of Torture based in Geneva, Switzerland, that developed a universal protocol on investigative techniques.
We will ensure that we'll continue to put our international and local expertise at their disposal. I will be strong on training, retraining in different areas, especially alternative dispute resolutions. And the issue of discipline will be taken very seriously. I will not want a situation where civil transactions are criminalized. So anybody, any officer who, steps out of the line, there are going to be consequences. When you respect people who work for you, even your dogs, when they see you, they wag their tails. Sure. So we must take the interest of the Nigerian police officers into consideration, and we will douse the issue of corruption.
President Buhari also swore in 5 members to fill existing vacancies in the Code of Conduct Bureau in exercise of powers conferred on him by Section 154, Subsection 1 of the Nigerian Constitution. They include Murtala Aliyu Kankia from Katsina State, Zephania Ishaku Bulus Nasarawa, and Farouk Umar Yobe State. Others are Taufik Olawole Abdusalam from Ondo State and Professor Juwairia Badamasiu, Kogi State. The chairman, Code of Conduct Bureau, Professor Isa Muhammad, witnessed the ceremony.
Every one of these members is going to have a responsibility to discharge. It's going to have its own assignment. So by this, we are not going to expect any gap in the discharge of our duty or mandate as a pioneer anti-corruption agency. There are people that are experienced and well-versed. So what we are expecting of them is delivery, service delivery.
And at the instance of the president, a moment of silence was observed by the Federal Executive Council in honor of the late General Oladipo Dia. General Dia, who died recently at the age of 78, was Chief of General Staff and Vice Chairman, Provisional Ruling Council under the Abuja military regime. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now to legislative matters. For those who have been concerned over the sustainability of the National Social Investment Program after the Muhammadu Buhari administration, this story from the Senate will excite you. The bill that seeks to provide legal backing for the program has been passed by the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Onkwo has the report.
The National Social Investment Program, introduced in 2016, is to ensure even distribution of resources, especially to empower the vulnerable population. As laudable as this poverty alleviation program is, without a legal backing, its lifespan could be cut short. With less than 3 months to wrap up the 9th Assembly, the Senate has passed the bill establishing the program made up of the NPOWER program, Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, National Homegrown School Feeding Program, and the Conditional Cash Transfer.
The objective of the bill, that is the NSIP Establishment Bill, to provide a statutory and institutional framework for implementation of the National Social Investment Program. The agency will ensure more equitable distribution of resources to the vulnerable population.
The bill to codify the National Social Investment Program to create an agency that will ensure that all the efforts of the federal government to address poverty, especially amongst the most vulnerable groups in the country, are properly attended to.
The report of the Conference Committee on the National Center for Women Development Act Amendment Bill was approved, while the Shared Development Council Establishment Bill and the Donkey Slaughter Regulation and Export Certification Bill were also passed.
For the restoration of she-tree parklands across the she belt, for value addition to the she industry and for other matters connected therewith.
Senate is to investigate the inability of the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to collect over 6 trillion naira grant rate for the federal government. This followed a motion by Senator Yusuf, while the motion by Senator Ekon Eyakenyi implored the Central Bank of Nigeria to liaise with commercial banks in Oron, Akwa Ibom State for them to resume operations.
A motion needs to recover over 6 trillion naira ground rent due to federal government that is laying fallow in the hands of few individuals.
About the heavy hardship orchestrated by this continuous shutdown of banks in Oron, despite assurances by the Nigerian police.
Senate concurred on 3 bills: the Federal Audit Bill, Investment and Securities Bill, and the Federal College of Horticulture Okigwe Establishment Bill. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
A 5-year custodial sentence without an option of fine may soon be imposed on persons convicted of offenses relating to standardization of products in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that a legal framework to this effect has passed second reading at the House of Representatives.
For the purpose of providing additional functions for the organization, increasing penalty for violation and for related matters.
The bill seeks to repeal and enact the Standards Organization of Nigeria Act with a mandate for the organization to publish annually products deemed life-endangering. The bill proposes a 50% increment across board for all fines under the old Act to align with current economic realities. The power granted to the organization in the old Act to destroy hazardous goods without order of court has, however, been expunged. Bill that seeks an increase in the number of federal high court judges from 100 to 150, forwarded from the Senate for concurrence, also passed second reading.
And to make provisions for the regulation of the award of prejudgment in relation to claims bordering on commercial transactions in Nigeria.
The report of the Conference Committee on the bill to establish National Center for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons was adopted. House members also adopted a resolution to investigate the alleged March 18th altercation between some residents of Boku and guests of Old Barn Hotel on the one hand and personnel of 401 Special Forces Brigade of the Nigerian Army on the other. This was raised by Representative Magbila during plenary. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The National Assembly Service Commission has confirmed the appointment of Sani Magaji Tambowal as clerk to the National Assembly. In a statement by its Director of Public Affairs, Janet Mambula, the Commission explained that the confirmation was approved at this 573 meeting of the Commission. It also confirmed the appointment of Ogunlana Kamoru as Deputy Clerk to the National Assembly. Still ahead, INEC presents mock certificates of return to winners of March 8 elections.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts the activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back. We are still on NTA Parliamentary News. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has presented certificate of return to Yobe State Governor-elect Maimala Buni after winning the March governorship election in the state. Yanusa Suleiman reports that 21 out of the 24 House of Assembly members elect have also received their certificates of return.
The presentation of the certificate of return to Governor Maimala Buni by the electoral umpire was in conformity with the Section 72, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022. The Act mandates the Commission to issue certificate of return within 14 days to every candidate who has been returned elected under the law.
As a regulatory commission, INEC has no political party nor a candidate in any election in the country. INEC is of the people, for the people, and by the people. In fact, INEC is the purveyor of democracy in Nigeria, and we will always promise you to stand by it.
Governor Buni, who is the fourth democratically elected governor of the state, received the certificate of return for the second time after winning the 18th March governorship election in the state.
The success of this election is therefore general and collectively ours. I humbly dedicate this victory to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the entire good people of Yobe State. I therefore wish to extend our hands of fellowship to invite you all to join us in the task of building our dear state. We will continue to maintain an open door policy to give everyone a sense of belonging and the opportunity to contribute to the development of the state.
Out of the 24 state legislators, 21 members elect, among whom is the 34-year-old Musa Lawan of PDP, who defeated the incumbent Speaker of the Assembly, have also received their certificates of return. In the matter, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Again, the National Commissioner of INEC in charge of Ekiti, Oyo and Lagos State, Sam Olumekun, has emphasized the commitment of the Commission to continue to conduct free, fair and credible elections in the country, no matter the odds. He made this known during the presentation of certificates of return to Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, his deputy, and 32 elected State House of Assembly members. Kayode Oladosun has the details.
Governor Seyi Makinde, his deputy, and House of Assembly members-elect received certificate of return to run the affairs of Oyo State for the next 4 years. Addressing the gathering, Governor Makinde affirmed that his victory at the polls was made possible by God and the people of Oyo State. He promised to intensify on the existing achievements to better deliver dividends of democracy to the people.
Now is for us to face the task of governance. It's for us to face this task of building a state that will be an envy for all the states in Nigeria.
On its part, INEC reiterated commitment to its role in the electioneering process in the country.
INEC is fully committed to the conduct of standard democratic elections in Nigeria. And of course, whether we like it or not, that is the way to go.
Governor Seyi Makinde is now the 8th elected governor of Oyo State and second to run the administration of the state for the second term in office. In Ibadan, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Delta State has presented certificates of return to the Delta Governor-elect Sheriff Oborewore, his deputy, Monday Oyema, and 29 members-elect of the Delta State House of Assembly. The resident electoral commissioner, Reverend Monday Udotum, urged the governor-elect to govern all Deltans irrespective of their political interests. Ifoma Okafor reports.
Governor-elect Sheriff Oboroweri stepping into the future of Delta State. The governor-elect and other members-elect at the 2023 general elections arrived INEC headquarters, Asaba, to receive their certificates of return. The INEC National Commissioner supervising Delta, Cross River and Bayelsa states, Professor Rhoda Gomez, is here to ensure the Commission complies with Section 72 of the Electoral Act as she declared the ceremony open.
For the issuance of certificate of return 14 days after a certificate is returned elected.
INEC Delta State, and indeed the people of Delta State and all Nigerians expect you to lead every member of this state and not to lead the political party as a servant of the state.
For Sheriff Oboroweri, it is a victory for democracy and a testament to his supporters' hard work.
We know that it has not been easy, but because we have the people and the support has been very organic, and we have God, and God gave us this victory.
Coming to the State House of Assembly, though new, but with some level of understanding of the workings of the legislation. And so there's no doubt I'm going to navigate my way through and be successful at the end of the day.
It's almost a burden in my heart because the people have placed so much hope in me. So I'm hoping that I can make them proud.
Out of the 29 members-elect of the State House of Assembly, 22, including 2 women, won under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, while 7 claimed victory under the platform of the All Progressives Congress. Ifoma Okafor, NTA News.
Still on certificate of return, greater deliveries of life-changing infrastructures and services in education, health care, youth and women empowerment, potable water, and housing are part of the expectations of the people of Kano in the incoming administration of Abba Kabir Yusuf. This is part of his speech after he was presented with certificate of return alongside members-elect in the State House of Assembly. Yahanasu Hassan Baru has the details.
The Governor-elect Abba Kabir Yusuf, his deputy Abdulsalam Gorzo, and members-elect for the State Assembly are here at the Independent National Electoral Commission alongside their families and supporters to receive their certificate of return. The Governor-elect promised to prioritize health care, housing, job creation and provision of potable drinking water both in Kano and hinterlands. He appealed to all those that contested in the governorship race to come together and contribute their quota for the development of the state.
It's now time for all of us to join hands together with the aim to offer lasting solutions to realize the problems that are in our dear state.
He thanked security operatives and members of his party for ensuring a free, fair, and credible elections. In Kano, Yahana Hassan, NTA News.
And finally, on the news, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says the commission will continue to uphold the sanctity of the country by conducting free, fair, and credible elections. National Commissioner INEC Festus Okoye said this during the presentation of certificates of return to Governor and Deputy Governor-elect of Benue State. Blessing Omeche Ebute reports.
The National Commissioner, INEC, representing Enugu, Ebonyi, and Benue States, Festus Okoye, congratulated the 6th democratically elected governor of the state, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, and his deputy, Sam Ode, and urged them to work for the overall good of the state.
This commission is a commission of the Nigerian people. This commission is a public trust, and our allegiance is only to the people of this country and to the Constitution. So having said that, I once again congratulate all those who have been elected, and they should see the whole of Benue State as their constituency and the whole of Benue people as those that have been elected to serve.
The first phase of politics we have passed through, and those who have won have won. But I think the real politics will now commence, because this is the point of doing reconciliation. This is the point of settling for governance and advancing the public interest.
Governor-elect Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia thanks the people of Benue for the mandate and pledged his commitment to deliver quality and selfless service to the citizens.
We need to get immediately to the drawing table to make our civil service work. Civil service is the engine of society, and since it's stumbled, it has to be very functional before we move to every other thing. So that's going to be the #1 thing on the desk.
He called on all Benue people to join hands with him for the overall development of the state despite political differences. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
And with that, we wrap up our news this evening. Thanks for being part of it. From the entire production crew, we say have a very good evening. I am Rina Obase.